Alright, so today we'll be going over the top 10 Roblox scam games. Alright, so to start off the list at number 10, we have Grand Kaizen. So this is one of the most infamous Roblox scams. Basically what they did was they released a game, hyped it up, said all of this would be on the game, the game would be ready. And keep in mind, this game was in dev for around 3 years. So the game eventually releases and the game passes don't even work, and it's pretty much just a base plate. Some skill trees can't even be unlocked. Pretty much the game is completely non-functional. And to put some salt on the wound, the developers then started flexing all the money that they made from the game passes, knowing completely well that the game was completely unfunctional, flexing the fact that they made $30,000 off the game, when in reality the game was a complete scam and they lied to everybody about what the game was truly going to be. I feel like me saying this doesn't do it enough justice, so if you are curious, just go watch AGZ's video on this game where he exposes everything the developers have done, and that's really just one of many. There are so many videos on this game, and if you really want to know the full extent of what these developers have actually done, and if you search a Grand Kaizen scam, it should be some of the first videos that pop up. Now at number 9, I have Anime Adventures. Now this might be surprising to some, but considering the information that's been released as of late, I think I'm safe to say that this game is nothing more than a scam. And honestly, I think it's one of the most foul scams on this list. I mean, it's only this low because I can't completely blame them for it, but I can blame them for the information that has came out as of late. So if you don't know, one of the developers has spoken out. They said that they actually had the game ready with the new copyright changes, that they were there, they could do it, and the owners decided to not go along with it. They said that they were too scared to be copyrighted, and they decided to just not save their game. So Anime Adventures being quit on was a choice that the owners themselves made. I mean, we have seen copyright strikes on Roblox all the time. It is not a death sentence. You can always fix up what is copyrighted and re-release your game, avoiding those copyright issues. However, in this case, the owners decided to not go for it. So if you are wondering why Anime Adventures is still down, simply put, the owners want nothing to do with it anymore. I mean, their excuse is that they're scared of copyright, but I think they should be scared of all the people that spent money on their game and are now left in the dust with thousands on thousands spent into their game, that the owners don't want to bring it back because they're scared of future copyright strikes. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop this segment there. Anime Adventures, easily, if we're talking money, easily the biggest scam game to ever exit scam. However, they do have the excuse of the copyright strike, even though we have heard that developers were there and they were ready and they were eager to fix the game, and the owners themselves said they had no interest. Alright, at number 8 on the list, we have Fighters Era 2. So this is a game that you guys might not know. It was basically a fighting game. It got around, it peaked I think 5,000 players, 3 to 5,000. I do have it on this list because a lot of my friends were affected by it, because we play fighting games. So a lot of my friends were on Fighters Era 2, and then next thing you know, one day the guy just goes hey, you know what? I'm done. I quit this game. I'm no longer updating it. And then he says, and thank you guys for letting me buy this car. So yeah, he exit scams everybody and then flexes the car that he bought with everyone's money. The developer's name is Mad O Asian, and I can say this guy is scum of the earth, and if I see him on any future projects, I'll be genuinely surprised. I mean, apparently the guy's goal with the game the whole time was just to buy his car and then quit, and I guess he did that. However, he's still scum for doing what he did. At number 7, we have Karakura Online. Now this might have just brought back some memories for you guys, but yeah, Karakura Online was a Bleach game, and for its time, it was a really good Bleach game. I even think to this day, it's an insanely good Bleach game. I used to love this game. So where exactly did it all go wrong? You see, this game had an issue called very sensitive developer. I personally believe if you're gonna be a Roblox dev, if you're gonna be anything that people can judge you a lot in, you're gonna need tough skin. And this developer did not have that. And I remember this vividly because I was in the Discord. I think it might have been on Christmas actually. I was just playing his game, enjoying myself because I truly did love this game. And then I go to the Discord and I noticed that the developer just left the server. He was a solo dev, and one day he just left the server. And everyone was confused. We were like, what happened? What's going on? And basically, the issue was people were rolling, spending money, and then a bunch of data problems started happening. And this guy was a solo dev. He was the main script. He wasn't a solo dev, but he was like the only scripter for the game. Now, I don't understand why this guy didn't just hire somebody to help him out, but he could never fix the data problems, and the community kind of got to him, and then poof, he just left and quit the game and exit scammed everybody. And at number 6, we have sorcery. Now, this game, it did sort of redeem itself in the most latest announcements. However, I'm still going to put it on this list anyway, because it seems like every single time they redeemed themselves, they end up taking it back eventually. So I'm going to put it here for safe measure. But it's not even the fact that you have to rebuy Wave after the game releases, even if you bought it the first time, aka double paying for the same product. It's also the fact that when there was a Wave, which is basically a testing period for the game, people who paid barely got to play. It was basically around like 3 days worth of gameplay, and then the game just closed, and it's basically pulling a Mashal Academy. I mean, that's pretty much it for this game. I mean, the developer is just a tweaker. I don't know if he's a troller or a tweaker, but it seems every single time he fixes his previous problems, he just undoes it and says, you know what, nah, I don't like any of you guys, so I'm just gonna be evil, and I'm gonna do what I wanted to do from the bottom of my heart, which is scam the whole Discord. I just hope the developer redeems himself in the future and doesn't revert his option to not make people double pay for the game. Now at number 5, we have Mighty Combat. Most of you won't know what this game is, but this is one of the most diabolical scams that I've ever been hit by. I gotta be honest, this game is bad. I spent so much money on this game, and they were promising, yo, this guy Keeks. If you guys know who Keeks is, went by names as Keeks, as Lancer, names like that. If you guys know who he is, don't trust him. He is a fat scammer. He basically closed this game, re-released it, closed that game, re-released it, and just juiced everyone's money dry, dude. It's just, overall, this is a scam game that I was personally affected by, and I'm talking a lot of money that I dropped in this damn game just for everything to be wiped out and moved to a different game and then rebranded just for a couple bucks. So yeah, if you guys know Keek, stay away from that developer because he might be the biggest scammer I have ever seen. He talked about some big Zone 2 update to keep everyone like playing and keep people grinding, and then this Zone 2 thing never released. Never. So overall, humongous scam game that I'm pretty sure most of you don't know, but if you do know, then you remember how much of a scam this game turned out to be. Now we're gonna move on to Berserker. I don't know if you guys remember this game, but this game is a legitimate scam game, and I really mean that. So we are on the top 5 and up. These games will be full-blown scams, in my opinion, and honestly, mostly everybody's opinion, full-on scams. Because you guys know the way these people run the scams, it's very lucrative, so it's kind of hard to really like say, oh, you're a scammer, but we're not stupid here. These games that I'm going to mention, full-blown scam. So let's get started with number 5. So let's get started with number 4. And number 4, we have Berserker. So Berserker, I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was basically a Berserk Roblox game. They had like a ton of these sneaks, a ton of these gameplay showcases. The game looked really good. And then someone actually got a hold of the game, and it was just a base plate. Like, and it was bad. It was all over. The owner tried to cover it up, saying no, they didn't have the real thing, blah 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 blah. And then he tried saying that he got hit by a tornado, and basically that's why he couldn't dev. But now, if you go look at his group, you'll see that he's dropped like these basically scam games. Like, if you go look at the group for the game, he's dropped some games since then, and they've pretty much been scam games. So safe to say, he exit scammed a lot of people because a lot of people donated to play the game and to support this guy, and he basically just scammed everyone. So yeah, if Berserker, if you forgot it, then I'm pretty sure you remember it now. And yeah, they were a scam game. Number 3, we have Mashal Academy. This is one of the biggest exit scams I've ever seen in my entire life. So now you might be wondering, why do you consider this an exit scam? I mean, they're posting in the Discord saying they're working on the game. Simply put, you can't charge somebody for access and then close down your game. There is absolutely no excuse to why you need to close down your game to work on an update. I mean, the developers will try manipulating people saying, oh no, there is, because we can't do this and we can't do that. Completely false. You can work on a game without needing to close it. They have closed the main game for I think almost a year now with just nothing to show for it. No sneak, like where are the sneaks? Just no updates at all. It's safe to say this game is an exit scam. And it makes sense because this Ariku guy was one of the same devs for Hajime Rising, so I mean, I guess he's used to the exit scamming by now. But yeah, overall, National Academy is one big scam. They have no reason to close down the game, people bought access, and this is shameful what they're doing. Someone needs to hold them accountable, because these dudes are professional con artists. Either open the game back up because there's just no reason to close it, or like tell us what's actually going on, because this is bad, bro. The game's been closed for a year. People paid to play, so it's pretty bad looks. At number 2, we have Heroes Ultimatum. Now this, once again, massive scam. So this game charged game passes, charged people like additives, you know, all this other stuff just to close down and never reopen. So yeah, safe to say this game was a massive scam, and to this day it's still closed, and it's pretty bad just how much they stole off people. If you forgot about this game, then I definitely made you remember it, and don't forget how they scammed I want to say hundreds of thousands of people, because that's really how much the game peaked at, I'm pretty sure, and if we're talking about total amount of players who played the game. And at number 1, we have the infamous Anime Legends. Now these dudes are full-blown con artists, and it's so incredibly easy to see. They dropped this trailer on Anime Legends that was apparently like forged. Someone gets a hold of the game, and it's once again just a base plate with a horse. It was insanely bad that people caught them red-handed, and they tried to play it off, and I think they started developing the real thing. I'm not too sure, I don't believe it, but overall this game is an obvious scam. It was supposed to drop, I don't even know how many years ago now, and it never did. And this is like one of the most infamous scam games on Roblox, and it's gonna go ahead and wrap up the list. That being said, those were the top 10 Roblox scam games. If you know of any other games, leave them in the comments, and if you enjoyed, then leave a like on the video. And that's pretty much it for this one. I will see you guys in the next one.